Hey, we are going to take a look at the January paper pumpkin kit and this cute little thing over here. So this is the January kit. And if you're wondering about this little thing right here, Stampin' Up! Has started something new in 2024. And that is that they are going to have a little set of dies that goes with 3 months worth of kits. So this set of dies goes with the January kit that I'm going to show you right now. And it's also going to coordinate with the February and the March kits as well. Let's see what this is. Well, this is fun. So it's a little daffodil. It's a nice little framelit that's going to let me frame sentiments. It's a foliage because you can always use little leaf stamps, and it's the word love. We're going to put this thing aside. And now let's take a look at the January kit. If you've got the January kit, go ahead and leave some comments and tell me what you think of it. And here you can see that it's got a stamp that's the word love that is an exact size, actually. It's an exact size and shape. And I'm going to have to test this now because you are seeing the reveal. I'm going to have to stamp that and see what it looks like if this die cuts the word. So every paper pumpkin kit comes with a little stamp set. Every paper pumpkin kit comes with an ink spot. The January kit came with, this one has Gorgeous Grape. And then we've got these sentiments down here. This says Happy Valentine's Day. This one says just a little something for you. And that one says with, as in with love. And then we have this lovely little foliage spray down here. By the way, in addition to having this die set that's going to coordinate with 3 months worth of kits, each of the kits also coordinates with other product that's in the catalog. This kit is designed to coordinate with the lovely Lavender set that's in the April little mini catalog. So if you're unfamiliar with the paper pumpkin kits, they're going to come with all the parts that you need to complete the kit, hermetically sealed inside this little plastic container. So you can see from the pictures that it's going to make 4 of 2 different cards and 4 little tags. And of course, the fun of this is that you get these kits with the projects already designed for you, or you can change them up with product that you already have and make anything you want. Okay, I'm unpackaging here and I found a couple of things new. I said every kit comes with a stamp set and ink. The first time, if you're a subscriber, the first time you get your kit, it's going to have a block in it that you can use to mount the stamps on. All the stamps will fit on the block that you get in your first kit. New is this little die set that's going to work with 3 months of kits. Here's something else that's also new. I'm pulling the package apart. And look at this. It's got this little sheet that shows me exactly how the stamp set is going to stamp. However I choose to store this, I now have a visual of what the stamps are. So that is really nice. All right, so here's a visual on our projects. I can see what they look like finished. And if I'm really good, I just pull everything out, look at the pictures and make them. If I'm not really good, if I need instruction, it's all there on the inside. It's all there step by step. It tells me what parts to pull out. It also tells me what ink color I want, which stamp I want, where to put that stamp. This one has string. It tells me how much string I need to cut. It tells me right there in inches or centimeters. And then look at this. I even get my ruler along the edge to use to measure out my my lengths of the ribbon. And for these projects, let's see, I wanted to show you one more thing. They are going to tell you right here. See these little marks on it? You get dimensionals. You get these little self-adhesive foam pads. See the hexagonal shape? See the hexagonal picture? It tells you right where to put them on all the pieces to make the project. So you get visual step by step, no words except for the length of the ribbon, but no words. It's just all pictures that tells you how to put everything together. On the back, it shows you what all the components are. I'm going to pull them out in just a minute. I can do a check afterwards, make sure I got all the parts. And then if the instructions aren't good enough for me, there's a QR code down here that I can use with my phone and watch detailed instructions for how to put the kit together. But what I tried to do here was this on the back of the instruction sheet is a visual for me of all the kit contents. And I just tried to lay them out in my workspace to match the visual that was down here, minus this little extra insert sheet that they gave me. And I don't have enough room because my camera doesn't give a big enough view on here. But the point is that we get the envelopes. So there's 4 each of these. So there are my envelopes, and I'm going to set them off screen. We get the card bases, and there are 4 of each here. So there are my card bases. And by the way, they come pre-scored. Can you see that score line on there? So it's really easy. I just bring my bone folder in, or whatever I would use for as a hard, the edge of a butter knife or the edge of my scissors handle or something to fold them. And I'm going to say one more thing while I'm here. Many people do the kits exactly the way the instructions suggest. So this is a fun front and back. Many people will also take this card base and slice it in half and get 2 card fronts and stretch out the contents of the kits. Just saying, it depends on how creative you want to get with the supplies that you have. I'm going to move those off screen. Looking at this visual of my card contents, I already showed you that you're going to get the ink. I already showed you that you're going to get a stamp set. What I didn't show you is you get everything. So here's the ribbon that you're going to need. Actually, this is some baker's twine. And you're going to get these dimensionals. So Stampin' Up! Sells packages of the dimensionals, but in this kit, you get a whole sheet of the dimensionals. And then in addition to that, you get, and you get these things. These are little glue dots. So Stampin' Up! Sells glue dots on a roll, but when you do a kit of any sort, the paper pumpkin or any of the kits, you're going to get these things. They're little self-stick glue dots. Oh, I did a bad job here. Hold on. Stick that back on. So they're self-sticky, and the one side is stuck to the plastic, but then you just pull off the little release paper, and they're sticky on both sides. So they're useful for putting little things onto a project, little things like this right here. So this is just little punch outs. So instead of having a die cut machine or a punch, they're going to give you these little punch out pieces to add to your project. So you get those. You're going to get these punch out pieces, which are some of the flower stems and the words over here. And then let's see, you're also going to get pieces that would be used as a background layer. That's what this strip is here for, I'm assuming. And then these little white things, these would be used to stamp your sentiment on. Okay, so we got 3 different shapes down here for these 3 different projects. And then this is for the tag. So you're going to pop this out and use it to make your tag. And look at that. It even has, it's not popping into focus, but there it is. You even have this little hole, so it's ready to go for the tag. I have this front over here. Where's my projects? Am I using this? Yeah. So it looks like I'm going to punch out the tag and make the tag here. And then I'm going to use this leftover piece as the card front for this one. So lots of fun here. Oh, and this is part of it also somewhere. So more punch out pieces. The point is you get everything you need when you order these paper pumpkin kits. Okay, so I've had a chance to play with these dies. First thing I'm going to show you is that I like to do this with all my die sets. This is a self-stick sheet of magnet sheet, and I just put this inside here, and that's a nice way to keep all the dies. I've got one more that needs to go on this card, and I will show you in just a minute. It's got a piece of paper left in it, and there's a reason for that. I want to show you something. The next thing I do with all my die sets is I take a piece of black paper and I die cut everything so that I can see what the parts are, what they look like when they're die cut. And I don't know if you noticed on that die when I held it up, but look, it's got this fun little stitching in it. We'll see if that pops into view. There you go. Isn't that fun? It's got that fun stitching in there. So I just put a little bit of adhesive on the back of that to hold it in place on my sheet. And let's see. So we've got this little one right here. So a little bit of adhesive on the stem to hold that into position. And we've got this one over here. And then we've got this word love. Now, this is not a project. This is just a little sheet for me. And it's going to be in a plastic, so it's not like it has to be secure from going anyplace. All right, there are the 4 dies that come in this set. Why do I have this last one sitting out, and why all these other parts? Good question. So first of all, it occurred to me that if I die cut the flower out of a different color and glued it on top there, it's gonna look super cute, right? But I waited to pull this out because I wanted to show you a mistake to not make. These holes are called release holes, and it's supposed to be for you to push through and release the paper from the die, which is what I did on this sheet right here. I poked the hole right through the flower, which of course is not what I would want on a project. So if I have an opportunity to go in through a track that already exists and get my pokey tool up underneath there to release it, that might be a better option. I just thought I would show you that. And then for storage, whoops, let's get this out of there. For storage, that's going to go right back into that spot. That's ready to put away. Let me show you that in just a minute. Let's come back and finish up my plan for my display sheet. Whoops. And then I'm going to cut off that little bit of the stem down there, so it's just the flower. So now I have a sheet to remind myself what the sentiment label is going to look like, what the 2 pieces of foliage look like, how I can pretty them up by doing it in 2 different colors, and what the sentiment looks like. And now I'm going to store these all together. Now let me pull out the envelope, the plastic envelope that they came in. And notice how this is already sealed. Okay, but it's really easy to just pull it up. I could put it away that way, and then I can see what the cover is, but then I don't see anything on the back. But I think I'm going to prefer to put it away this way. And now I can see what those dies look like. Stampin' Up! Also sells these packages of clear medium envelopes. Now this is sized right for a 1/4 sheet of paper. And I cut myself my black sheet as a 1/4 sheet of paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sample sheet in here. And then on the back side, I'm going to put the little die envelope. And now I have them together. By the way, these go through the mail grate. I can pull this off and seal it and unseal it, just like I did for the little envelope. Although for this one, I'm probably just going to stick it inside here. Now, why do I have all this other stuff sitting out here, including the stamp set with the love still off of it? I just wanted to give you a trick on using this stamp set. And by the way, I do the same thing with all my paper pumpkin stamp sets. This is how I store them. I put a 1/4 sheet of paper inside, and then I can take the sheet, the double plastic on both sides, right, with the little stamp set in it, and just put it inside and keep each month separate and nice and easy to find. And this time, I've got this handy sheet that they gave me that shows me what the stamps are. So I love this because otherwise I probably would have stamped it for myself just to see. But I can stick this in the back side. And now I've got one clear plastic sheet that shows me what the stamps are. And then there's the stamps minus the one that's on the board. Now, why do I have this thing out? Because it occurred to me that this die would match this stamp. And so I tried it. Well, here was my first trial. A little bit off, but the answer is yes, they're sized right. And here was my, whoops, this was probably my first one, and this was my second one. So here's the problem that you have, and I'll show you how to get a partial fix on it. So the problem that you have is with these stamps is that they're just flexible, all right? They're bendable. So you can actually do some creative stamping and make little circles out of them and do all kinds of bendy shapes with them, but not so good when you want them to line up with a very thin die like that. So my recommendation is to take a hole that you've already cut, turn it over, and then line up that stamp inside the hole, because the hole is the rigid die. That's not going to change its orientation. This thing is flexible, and you need to make sure it matches the die. So just take your die cut hole and line it all up so that all the parts are showing through the parts of the hole, and then mount it on your stamp, and you should get a good cut out of it. So be watching for more projects made using the kit itself and other projects that I make using the fun parts to the kit. Remember that this die set will be available this month and for the next 2 months, because it goes not only with the January paper pumpkin kit, but the images that are in here are also going to go with the February and the March paper pumpkin kits. Message me with any questions. Thanks for watching. I'm Katie Johnson. Bye.